So until recently, Pack 3 had kind of been a bit of a wasteland for 5-of-a-kind runs. Obviously, everyone knows Starfish and Salamander are the easy ones. We had Orangutan recently, which was a bit of a shock to me, but it turns out that Pack 3 is actually not that bad. In fact, to be honest, it feels quite easy to get them. Generally what you do is you put Strawberry on something early game. Certainly with the early game units, it feels easy. You put Strawberry on the unit you want, you buy sell Kiwi, you can have Pillbug to give extra health, and then you're fishing for possibly Pelican on turn 5, but realistically you're more interested in Shoebill on turn 7. And if you get the Shoebill, you're probably going to win. It's as simple as that. So here we've only got one Leech, but I decided to try and do a different scaling method. Having done a few with Shoebill, and some of those will get uploaded eventually, but I wanted to post this one because it's a lot more interesting. The Leech is scaling itself purely by killing off doves. So here we get the second Leech, and we can have 2 doves now at the same time get fainted in the shop and give +4/4 to the 2 Leeches on turn 5, which is an incredible buff. Obviously the problem is then finding enough doves in the shop, and I got an awful lot of them there early, so I was feeling pretty confident that if I got to turn 7 I could get the Shoebill if I needed it, but really I would rather avoid that if possible. So here now on an even number turn, and move the Pillbug to the front, and actually here the Leech will faint the dove, which will mean that the Pillbug would actually give health to the 2 Leeches next turn anyway. So here I changed the order about a bit. Obviously each Leech is going to take 1 health from the one in front, but it's also going to gain 1 back anyway, as long as you don't put 1 at the front. So the losing the health isn't really a big issue. You just have to be careful later on. You can't put pepper on them except for the one right at the back. So here you can see, stats wise we're well ahead of the curve, and in fact we're playing against the same person we played against earlier. You do fight a lot of duplicate teams, or not duplicate teams, but you're going against the same people, the people who are die-hard fans of Pack 3. Here we get Leech 4. I combine them because I guess at this point I hadn't really decided that I didn't want to use Shoebill. I think I do get it for 1 turn later on, but for the majority of this there's no Shoebill involved. We don't get it, we get Lion. Normally you would pick it up, but I just wasn't really interested. I'm trying to get 5 Leeches, and I actually think my stats were good enough anyway. Now here, one of the problems that you see in Pack 3 is Toad, and luckily there the Leech hangs on with 1 HP, and the Toad's triggers have run out, so we just survive there, but Toad can be a real spanner in the works. So here's another Leech. I think I decide not to take it, because I'm looking for, I forget what I'm looking for exactly. I guess I'm just looking for Dove and for Kiwi. So there is a Kiwi, and I think this time, since there's nothing else, I do take the 4th Leech. Oh, it's a even number turn, so we need to move the Pillbug to the front, or in front of the 2 Leeches that I want the health to go on to, at least. So we're going to try and buff up 2 of the second and third biggest Leech. And we're getting, I mean, we lost 1 game at the very beginning. I think it was turn 2, and since then we haven't lost any. And of course the new system, you regenerate hearts anyway, so we're actually on full hearts. And I think at this point I'm just thinking, all we're looking for is Dove and Kiwi. Actually now we're looking for Zebra, and then we can also just start buying the food items like Hot Dog and Orange. I think I freeze that Leech, yeah, so we're getting very close now to the end. I could have left the Zebra in there so that the other Leech could have taken some health from it, but you can see here I do freeze the Shoebill. I guess I'm slightly nervous the longer we go, because you can actually start running into some quite nasty teams. Even though the overall difficulty doesn't feel that bad, you can go against teams that did get Shoebill, or they all have, sometimes they all have pepper already, and then you can be in trouble. So here I think I do take the shoe bill for 1 turn. In retrospect, I wish I hadn't done it so that I could have claimed the no shoe bill 5 of a kind, but I freeze it here, and I think next turn I sell it, because we've only got 1 more turn to go before we get to 9 wins anyway. A freezing cheese, because like I said, you can't take pepper except for the leech at the back, and I think actually during this game I didn't even think of that. Luckily there, the leech had exactly the right attack to instant kill the lion. So we're on 9 wins, full hearts, and really I need to win very quickly, because although we got a lot of dove scaling at the beginning, now we're going to be board locked. You know, you can't have dove scaling on 9 wins, because then you're going to only have 4 leeches. So here I just take the cheese, expecting possibly to lose here, and then need to just hope that buying food is going to be enough. I suppose if I had lost, maybe I would have moved the big one to the back and put pepper on it. But here, for some reason, this person put toad in the middle, so the toad only triggered once. But there we go. Turn 11, 5 of a kind with leech. Now here you can see the opposite end of the spectrum. This was a turn 17 game. And by that point, you're really facing huge teams almost every single game. And they will all have pepper, or they will all have strawberry with raptor. And you can see here, 4 peppers. Absolutely no chance. And I think if yeah, definitely no chance. Although a lot of the pack 3 games end with 1 pet surviving, but at least we got the win in the end. So here are some community submissions. We've got, some of them are quite old, so I apologize for the time it's taken me to add these. That was 5 dogs in pack 1 by XRB, and also this is 5 elephants, which I had previously posted a very painful loss from. I'd had a couple of 9-win attempts with all elephants, but that's kind of similar to Leech in that you can only have melon on 1 of the units at the front. So here is a golden pack submission. This was Seabar Music with 5 betta fishes. And this one actually, you know, the stats are massive, but they only got 1 pita bread in the middle. But when they go again, you know, when you manage to get the setup in golden pack to get the huge stats, a lot of teams just cannot cope with it. And obviously these runs are from before the latest patch, so it was still the original flying fish, and it still actually didn't make any difference here, because the dart frog just can't do enough sniping. And then also from Seabar Music was the 5 weasel run. And now I slightly disagree with some of the plays here. I think the weasel is a feint pet, so there was 3 cockatoos there that were rolled past that would, by selling that, would have been much better than looking for the waffle for the blue ringed octopus. But this is again you know, the same situation where you've got stats that are huge relative to what you normally see on a lot of teams in the golden pack, and only 1 tomato as equipment. And what are they going to face off against? It's another flying fish team, and the flying fish gets instant killed by the tomato. That's why you put potato on your backline unit instead of having it on the 2nd and 3rd places. I'm not sure why that team did that, to be honest. And although the retriever is going to become very big, the middle or 2nd weasel is actually so big it's going to easily win. And then we also have this one, and this was from God of Americans, and this is 5 Spinosaurus in I think it was last week's weekly, or maybe it's this week's, I'm not sure. It's hard to keep track of the weeklies. But the 1 HP survival there at the end was incredible. And then there's 2 here, which I will actually link the videos in the description, that Bugwagon did both Hatching Chick and Rooster in custom packs. So if you've completed any 5 of a kinds and you have video evidence, join Haps's Discord and then post in the Grounded's Bounty channel.